Here's something nobody talks about. The reason you're tired all the time might have nothing to do with how much you sleep. It might have everything to do with your bank account. A study from the American Psychological Association found that 72% of Americans report feeling stressed about money, at least some of the time. And here's the part that'll blow your mind. That stress is physically exhausting your body 24 hours a day, even when you're doing nothing. We're going to break down exactly how that works, why it's keeping millions of people stuck in a cycle they don't even know they're in, and, most importantly, the exact habits you can use to break out of it. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand something about your own body and your own finances that most people never figure out. Before we get into it, at the 8-minute mark, I'm going to share the single most actionable thing you can do this week that costs nothing and directly impacts both your energy levels and your financial decisions. So stick around for that. But first, let's talk about cortisol. Cortisol is your body's primary stress hormone. When you're under threat, real or perceived, your brain floods your body with cortisol to prepare you to fight or run. Now here's the problem. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a lion chasing you and a credit card bill you can't pay. To your nervous system, financial stress and physical danger feel exactly the same, which means if you're stressed about money, even passively, even in the background, your body is running a low-grade stress response all day long. And chronically elevated cortisol does three things that are absolutely devastating to your finances. Number one, it wrecks your sleep. Cortisol is supposed to be lowest at night so your body can recover. But when it's chronically elevated, your sleep quality tanks. Even if you're in bed for 8 hours, you wake up exhausted, and an exhausted brain makes terrible financial decisions. We'll come back to this. Number two, it impairs your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for long-term thinking, impulse control, and decision-making. This is literally the part of your brain you need to budget, save, and plan. Cortisol suppresses it. So financial stress physically makes you worse at managing money. Number three, it drives you toward immediate rewards. When cortisol is high, your brain craves dopamine hits, fast food, impulse purchases, anything that feels good right now. That's not a character flaw. That's your stressed-out biology looking for relief. So the cycle looks like this. You're stressed about money. Your cortisol spikes. Your sleep suffers. Your decision-making gets worse. You make more bad financial decisions. You get more stressed about money. Round and round. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how much does this actually cost me in real dollars? I'm going to give you a number in a few minutes that genuinely shocked me when I found it. Keep watching. A 2022 study published in the journal PLOS One found that people making financial decisions under stress consistently chose options worth an average of 15% less in long-term value compared to the same people making decisions in a calm state. Let's put that in real numbers. If you earn $50,000 a year and financial stress is impairing just 15% of your financial decisions, salary negotiations, investment choices, spending decisions, that's $7,500 a year in lost value. Over a 30-year career compounded, that's well over $600,000. $600,000 lost, not because you didn't work hard enough. Lost because your nervous system was stuck in survival mode. But it gets more specific than that. A study from the University of Maryland found that sleep-deprived people spend on average 48% more on impulse purchases than well-rested people. 48%. And remember, financial stress is disrupting your sleep. So you're not just making worse decisions during the day. You're also spending more impulsively because your tired brain has zero resistance to short-term rewards. This is the cortisol-money connection. It's not motivational. It's not abstract. It's a biological mechanism that is quietly costing you thousands of dollars every single year. Here's what's interesting. If you look at studies on high-income earners and what separates them from everyone else, the answer is almost never they worked harder. A 10-year study by Tom Corley, who interviewed 233 wealthy individuals and 128 people in poverty, found that 76% of wealthy people did aerobic exercise at least 4 days a week, compared to 23% of poor people. 71% of wealthy people slept 7 or more hours a night, compared to 60% of people in poverty. These aren't coincidences. These are cortisol management strategies. Exercise is one of the most powerful cortisol regulators known to science. A single 30-minute workout can reduce cortisol levels for up to 24 hours. That means better sleep, better decision-making, and more impulse control all day. Quality sleep resets your prefrontal cortex overnight. It's literally the mechanism your brain uses to restore the executive function that cortisol suppresses. The people who figured this out, whether they knew the science or not, were building what I call habits that pay. Habits that look like health habits on the surface but are actually wealth habits underneath. Okay, I promised you the single most actionable thing you can do this week. Here it is. A 20-minute walk every morning before you check your phone. I know that sounds too simple, but hear me out. Morning cortisol is naturally at its highest point of the day. It's called the cortisol awakening response. Your body spikes cortisol in the morning to get you moving. That's normal. The problem is that most people immediately amplify that spike by grabbing their phone, checking emails, reading bad news, or scrolling social media. All stressful inputs that tell your nervous system the threat is real. A 20-minute morning walk does 3 things simultaneously. 1. Physical movement burns off the cortisol spike, so it comes down to baseline faster. 2. Natural light exposure triggers serotonin production, which is the direct chemical counterweight to cortisol. 3. The absence of your phone for 20 minutes gives your prefrontal cortex a chance to come online properly before the day's demands hit it. Multiple studies, including a 2019 paper in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, have found that a morning walk measurably improves cognitive function, mood, and decision-making for hours afterward. You will make better financial decisions on the days you do this. Not because of motivation, because of brain chemistry. That's a habit that pays. Here's what I want you to take away from this video. Your health habits and your money habits are not separate categories. They are the same system operating through the same brain with the same biology. When you skip sleep to work more, you're not being productive. You're impairing the organ you need to make good financial decisions. When you skip exercise because you don't have time, you're not saving time. You're letting cortisol accumulate and quietly eroding your financial judgment. When you eat poorly under stress, you're not just damaging your health. You're fueling a stress cycle that costs you thousands of dollars a year in bad decisions and impulse spending. The habits that build your health are the same habits that build your wealth. That is what this channel is about. And we're just getting started. If this video made you think differently about the connection between your body and your bank account, subscribe. Because every week on this channel, we're going to break down exactly how your daily habits are either building or destroying your financial future, with science, with real numbers, and with practical steps you can actually take. 2 things before you go. If you want to take control of your finances right now, I'll link in the description to the budgeting tools I personally recommend, including YNAB and Monarch Money, which are genuinely the 2 best apps for getting your money under control. Both have links in the description below. And if you want to go deeper on the sleep-money connection specifically, I'm covering that in the next video with a number that's going to genuinely shock you. I'll see you there.